First of all, it's my honor to welcome everyone here to the Tennessee Highway Patrol, Tennessee Department of Safety, Homeland Security Training Center. It's my honor today to introduce Colonel Tracy Trott, Commander of Tennessee Highway Patrol.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I want to welcome all our guests here today. We have a lot of guests here from the TDOT conference that I spoke at earlier today. We have federal DOT partners. Mark Curley is here from Washington, D.C., our friends in the media, and all the first responders represented here today. The track behind me is really a great example of a small idea that has become a big success, not only for Tennessee, but for the entire country and the TIMS initiative across the nation. It comes with the help of many people. Mark Curley from Federal DOT probably best described the project when he said it's a game changer for the TIMS initiative. I have many people to thank for this project and the work that's been done. First of all, I want to thank Lieutenant Colonel Derek Stewart and Captain Don Nicholson from the THP. The track idea was really a product of a discussion that we had inside the cafeteria in the training center after we had the first Train the Trainer program in Tennessee on how we could make a difference and make first responders safer. Everything you see out here today has their names written all over it. We as a group dedicate this track to the THP troopers and the TDOT highway workers who have died in secondary crashes performing their duties in Tennessee. I need to thank Frank Horn, Brad Freeze, Don Gedge, and Paul Diggs from TDOT and the entire Traffic Incident Management Committee who supported our idea from the very beginning. Special thanks goes to Commissioner John Schroer, who supported this project not only with his spirit, but with his money and all the resources of the Tennessee Department of Transportation. We were a group of people with a great idea and a vision of what we could do to protect first responders, but we had no way to make it happen. John Schroer made it happen, and the THP and all first responders in Tennessee will be forever grateful to the Commissioner. I've also been very fortunate to have the support of my boss, Commissioner Bill Gibbons, who endorsed our vision right from the very beginning and gave us great latitude in tough budget times to move forward. When you have the support of both commissioners, a great team, a visionary idea, special things happen. A special thing has happened in Nashville, Tennessee here today, and the whole country is watching because first responders' lives are going to be saved because of these people and this project. And it's my honor now to introduce the Commissioner of Safety and Homeland Security, Bill Gibbons.
Well, thank you very much, Colonel Trott. When we broke ground on this facility back in May, I mentioned then that Colonel Trott had been the prime architect in this project from the very beginning. It was his vision to provide a training facility dedicated specifically for traffic incident management, not only for state troopers, but for all first responders. He also took the initiative to reach out to Commissioner John Schroer with the Department of Transportation in helping to build this facility. The track that you see behind us today would not have been possible without the partnership with TDOT and the leadership of Commissioner Schroer. He and I both have a sense of urgency to keep Tennessee highways safe. And this facility gives us another tool to do that by providing training and first-hand experience for law enforcement and first responders to help protect themselves during highway crash scenes and clear highway incidents safer, quicker, and more efficiently. So today I want to congratulate Colonel Trott on today's official grand opening of the Traffic Incident Management Training Facility, and a special thanks to Commissioner Schroer for helping to make Colonel Trott's vision a reality. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you a colleague in the Cabinet, a friend, our Commissioner of the Department of Transportation, John Schroer.
We knew it was going to be a love fest today, so I'm honored to be here. I can take very little credit for this. I just have a ease. I just say, sure, we can do that. And I say that all the time, and then I have to ask, can we do that? and because that's my first answer. Yeah, we can do that. So I think when the colonel called me about that, that was my answer. Yeah, we can do that. And then I thought, well, I don't know if we can, but surely we can figure out a way to do it. So, we got Paul Deggs involved, who does a lot. Pam Cordenbrock, who is our Tennessee division coordinator. We have to give her a lot of credit, and FHWA enabled for us to come up with federal dollars to do this. We couldn't have done it with purely state dollars. There's just not that much available. But we've got a $912,000 investment out here, and we're excited about that. And my credit is, I just said, sure, we can do that. So a lot of people need to be thanked, and I think they already have been. But we really need to know what the importance of this is. And since I've had this job for 4 years, fatalities on our roads have really gotten more important to me, and how we can stop it from happening. We've instituted a Protect Acute program. We've instituted a partnership with THP and other stakeholders about quick clearance and trying to get our roads clear, which is a great example of what this will do, and will help people, our first responders, do that. Our people at TDOT, both local law enforcement, state law enforcement, wrecking companies, even with a helicopter here, knowing how to deal with that when there's an accident and something going on. That's critical, and this is a way that we can coordinate. And where you have problems with that is lack of coordination and lack of training. Training saves lives. You all know that, and our people know that. We've got to train, and it's hard to train in real life scenarios. And so this gives us an opportunity to do that. We will save lives, and we've talked about secondary accidents. Year to date, and I think a lot of it has to do with our Protect Acute program, but other awareness of what's going on. Our secondary fatalities are down 31% over the same time period last year. So we're making a difference in the state, and we're saving lives, and this is going to be another example of that. So thank you, all of you that are here and part of this. The first responders here, lives are saved because of what you do, and we can't thank you enough. And so with that, I'm just going to introduce, he's already been talked about, Mark Curley, who is with Federal Highways, who kind of oversaw some of this and has been in contact with the colonel a lot. So Mark, it's your turn.
Thanks, Commissioner. I really do want to here today to really thank the state of Tennessee for all they've done in the area of traffic incident management. There's been a tremendous amount of leadership, and I want to capture just a few of the items that Colonel Trott and others have talked about their history with the traffic incident management program, but really part of participating in a national program, but not only participating, but leading. So again, it's a great honor to be here, great privilege to be here and be with the folks from our division office and be with these two great departments on celebrating this day and this accomplishment. I first became exposed to the traffic incident management program in Tennessee. I think it was 2010. It was probably the winter of 2010. There was an advanced traffic incident management workshop here in Tennessee, and it was here in Nashville, and it was a decision maker meeting as part of that. And I think one of the unique things I took away is both Pam and Paul were there. They came in for the decision maker meeting, but I think there were 4 mayors from the surrounding area, and someone says, there's that level of interest in Nashville on this particular topic. And I'd been to a number of decision maker meetings around the country, and that wasn't always the case. So I knew there was something special about this program and the people involved in the program, the passion that they had for the topic, in particular saving lives and making life better for others as far as reducing congestion, improving safety. I guess my next exposure was the summer of 2011. There were a number of colonels from the IACP, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, at a senior leadership meeting with the Federal Highway Administration in August of 2011, and we were asking the colonels this traffic incident management training that was developed through the SHARP 2 program, the Strategic Highway Research Program. We knew it wouldn't be successful unless we had the buy-in from the public safety community, because a lot of the folks to be trained weren't transportation folks. They were public safety folks and transportation folks. So we really needed buy-in. So the law enforcement leadership of the country said, let us give you some ideas on how to do that. And Colonel Trott participated in that discussion. So it was another opportunity to learn about the great things that were happening here in Tennessee. But out of that meeting, Tennessee was volunteered to have the first post-development pilot of that training. And since then, you've probably heard numbers for those that participated in the conference this week. 2,600 people have been trained in Tennessee on traffic incident management over a time period from June of 2012 to now. That's a great accomplishment. I've been many trainer sessions throughout the state, but one of the keys is what that spark did to the rest of the country. The training now is going on right now in 49 different states, including the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico. And by the end of this calendar year, the trainers are scheduled in the remaining 3 locations. So as a result of some states agreeing early on that this hits the mark, this is what we need to do, bring it to our state first, it's now being done throughout the country. So you've got 2,600 already trained in this state. 67,000 people have been trained around the United States since that initial start, and it's only June of 2012, so over a 2.5 year period. Great leadership, though, again, coming from Tennessee, is that can-do attitude. I guess another example before the one today is it was February of 2012. I got a note from our division office saying, geez, here's a cool document you might want to look at. It was a memorandum of understanding between the 2 departments here today on doing a better job with quick clearance. And again, that's useful at a national level because other folks look for examples on, well, geez, how transportation and public safety, how are they doing it elsewhere? So, you're doing it, you're using it, but I'm also able to share that with others as a good example of what's being done. So that leads me to today. It's another example of leadership. This training facility, this training track, it doesn't exist at other locations throughout the country. This is first of its kind. There's a lot of interest. There are a lot of folks interested to see, how it works, and can we come down and see it? Can we do something like that in our state? It's about saving lives and making lives better for folks, and you guys are doing it. So we very much want to stay in touch on the story as the story unfolds here, to share with others. So again, I just want to thank you for inviting me down and allowing me to be part of this and be here with the division office team from Federal Highway Administration and helping to celebrate the day and hear about this story as it's untold over the next several years and the continued leadership to come out of Tennessee. So thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you will now just pay attention to the ribbon over here. We're going to cut the ribbon, dedicate the new TIM track facility. Colonel, I'll pass out the scissors for everyone.
Okay, so tell me when you're all ready.
Oh, I'm good, but I don't know about everybody
On a
else.
count of 3. 1, 2, 3, cut. Yay!
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you will see over my right shoulder, there is a crash on the TIM track. And today we are honored to have members of the Nashville Fire Department, the Vanderbilt Life Flight crew, obviously Tennessee Highway Patrol troopers, Tennessee Department of Transportation, and Dad's Wrecker Service. We have a 1046, it appears. We have a crash with injury. Witnesses are calling into dispatch. Reporting to the dispatcher, we have multiple vehicles, a head-on collision on State Route Highway, County Highway, Interstate System. The roadways are endless of where this crash happens. Dispatchers will quickly assess the information and will almost simultaneously notify first responders. That is going to be members of the Nashville Fire Department here today. As you'll be seeing, fire trucks will be arriving, running emergency traffic. Their job is to get to the scene for the individuals who are injured, protect the scene for evidence to be gathered by law enforcement, to protect the members who are working on that crash site. So as they arrive, you'll see them doing their job and performing their duties as professionals. We have traffic, as you see, that doesn't stop for the crash. Traffic is still ongoing. EMS has also been alerted. We will have members of the emergency management service with the local ambulance service that will be arriving to render aid as far as getting individuals transported or requesting life flight, as you see here today. It appears we have a young lady who has been ejected from the vehicle. She is outside of her vehicle, leaning against her car, possibly indicating that her seatbelt was not being utilized properly. Just over my shoulder comes fire and EMS. Members of law enforcement, Tennessee Highway Patrol, have also been alerted by dispatch. Troopers typically have a little bit longer ETA due to maybe coming from an interstate or coming from a rural part of the county. Troopers are at this present time running emergency traffic to come to assist the citizen that is critically injured. As you will see, the ambulance will pull forward, protecting the crash scene from oncoming traffic. The fire truck will pull to the rear, protecting the queue of the incident. If there's a fire or a chemical reaction with the vehicle, the fire department will immediately begin to put that fire out to avoid any further dangers to any first responders. We have Tennessee Highway Patrol troopers responding to the scene to our right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a daily occurrence on Tennessee's highways. Members of the fire department have staged their vehicles appropriately to stop traffic. Traffic is now being halted so first responders can perform their duties and render first aid to those who are critically injured. Ambulance services as well doing that from the front. This creates a buffer zone, a protection area. Tennessee Highway Patrol is now 1097. They are now on the scene. It is the trooper's responsibility to assess the situation, to alert dispatch if any additional resources are required to be dispatched to the scene, such as local or city, county law enforcement officers to assist with the investigation or to assist with traffic control. We obviously have multiple patients from each vehicle. Fire and EMS are attending to each person appropriately to ensure that they get home to their loved ones. Troopers have put on his protective vest, reflective vest, to alert traffic where he is at all times. That is a requirement of Tennessee Highway Patrol when you're out working a crash scene. Here comes our partner with Tennessee Department of Transportation. As we see, we're on top of a hill crest around a curve. Traffic is beginning to back up. Our partners with TDOT will come and protect the queue. They will protect the rear of the crash scene. They will protect the rear of the traffic with signboards, if appropriate, or with lights and direction boards. They are protecting both oncoming and ongoing traffic sites. Trooper is on the scene. Trooper's assessing the situation, protecting evidence in case this is a situation that requires prosecution. Possibly a DUI by alcohol or drug. He's assessing the situation. He or she will alert dispatch appropriately to see if any other services, any other additional troopers of law enforcement or first responders are required to come to the scene. He's assessed. It appears that the first responders have everything under control with the victims. He is quickly getting a brief description of the crash site for the report. If this were to become a fatality, he may have to put this crash scene back to scale. As you'll see, our partners with TDOT are setting up traffic cones. It appears that they're going to try to get traffic flowing and moving to prevent any possible secondary crashes occurring in the rear of the backup of the crash scene or the crash traffic. The young lady that was ejected from her vehicle obviously has severe injuries. She's now being placed on a backboard. This is an extremely serious crash. She's being stabilized for transport. It's not yet determined if life flight is needed, but in these situations, life flight will be called to the scene where fire and EMS will coordinate a landing zone to safely allow life flight or other partners in air traffic EMS to land safely and transport this person to a near trauma unit. Troopers continue to take field notes for his report, such as tag numbers, vehicle descriptions, final areas of rest per each vehicle, areas of possible impact with each vehicle. Everything here at this crash scene is potential evidence, and it has to be protected as so, which is exactly what our partners with TDOT, Fire, and EMS are doing as well. Among all the other duties the Highway Patrol has at this crash scene, the troopers now he has traffic moving once again, with partnership with our friends from TDOT as the help truck workers assist in getting traffic to flow safely. Traffic has been diverted onto the emergency lane and shoulder, with the oncoming lane clear for traffic. We still have a protected buffer zone for EMS and fire and law enforcement to continue to do their duty. As you'll see, the troopers assessing the vehicles. It's obvious that both vehicles appear to be disabled. The trooper will have to make the determination to either call a wrecker on his own, next scheduled tow truck service, or check with the drivers of each vehicle. If the drivers are able to speak and are not incapacitated, they may request their own wrecker service. But many times the trooper is required to go ahead and make that call on his or her own and request the next schedule or the nearest tow truck to come to the scene. It appears that the trooper, by via his handheld radio, has alerted dispatch to request the nearest or the next scheduled 1048 or tow truck. That tow truck service is now en route. A rollback wrecker or tow truck is on the way. That is a flatbed wrecker or tow truck. Rollback is en route. This is still a very critically dangerous situation for first responders and law enforcement. We have drivers who are passing by a crash scene. Obviously, it's human nature to want to look, to rubberneck. Drivers look and veer off the roadway. That is where we have many of our incidents where law enforcement, first responders, TDOT workers, wrecker or tow truck recovery drivers are now struck by a driver who is failing to pay attention, failing to exercise due care as they operate their vehicle through a crash scene. Traffic at this time will be halted for the wrecker service to get their tow truck situated to safely secure the vehicles and to rapidly get the roadway reopened. As the trooper is completing his investigation, our partners with Tennessee Department of Transportation are still managing the flow of traffic. They've halted traffic on each end of the incident. This is also a critical area for crash reconstruction and crash investigation, for the record driver cannot just simply snatch and grab the tow truck. He must safely and securely tow the vehicle so as to not add further damage to the vehicle in case crash reconstructions need to come back and measure or look at a certain piece of evidence along that vehicle that we do not want damaged by the tow truck driver. In this incident, if this were a vehicular homicide, the cars would not be towed immediately. They would be marked, measured, to where our members of the critical incident response team can arrive on scene and investigate this crash and correctly and accurately put the vehicles back to scale where they need to be located. Again, if this was a vehicle homicide, members of the Tennessee Highway Patrol's Criminal Investigations Division would also arrive to assist the trooper and members of the CERT team with the investigation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, looks like that's going to conclude our investigation of the crash. In closing, I want to give special thanks to Commissioner Bill Gibbons, Commissioner John Schroer, Colonel Tracy Trott for their unwavering dedication and commitment to the reduction of first responder roadway fatalities. This track will go a long way to prevent further loss of life. It is my honor to ask you to please look towards this blue tarp. As this tarp is removed, unveiling the sign dedicating this new traffic incident management facility training track to the members on the sign. If I may take a moment to read the names that are along the board. Members of the Tennessee Highway Patrol that have lost their life due to a traffic incident management situation. Trooper Lynn Ross, John G. Mann, Samuel F. Holcomb, Todd Larkins, George V. Holcomb, and Tennessee Department of Transportation worker Robert Nowicki II.